apartment here in Bermuda Dunes. Preparing to share the... Oh. Sorry, this is my first time actually broadcasting live through my cell phone. Apparently we have that feature on the Galaxy S7 Samsung. Anyway, my first time. I just made myself some lunch. And we can see it. Basically, I took some old rice, not old rice, last night's rice. Put it back on the pan, put some olive oil in there, some onions, and then some kosher salt, because I like the coarse salt, pepper, and that's it. Just salt and pepper. Fried it up. Put a little water in there because water softens up the rice. Whatever, right? Of course, I made the chicken from last night. I wasn't really happy with how the chicken grilled. It wasn't completely cooked for me last night. So I put it back in the oven, put on 300 for like another hour. I mean, it didn't burn it, but what it did is it cooked the inside. It does better than a microwave. So, anyway, just thought I'd get on here. First video, obviously, it's nothing fancy. Shout out to all the people out there, all the YouTubers who are constantly making videos. I want to, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Shout out to you guys, always making these fancy videos and entertaining all of us. I am a fan of a lot of you. One in particular, I want to shout him out. His name, he's some black guy. Don't know your real name. I know that you are coming back from Greece and you are coming back to California, which is awesome. I don't have an extra place for you to stay, but hey, I hope everything works out for you. I hope you get your visa situated and you can go back to Greece. And yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't have a green screen. This isn't a green screen. This is actually my wall back here. Otherwise, I would have had a better background. Let's see what else. Oh, shout out to the Los Angeles Chargers. Apparently, y'all come back to LA after so many thousand years. I saw the logo, LA, with the light and bold. As you can see, I'm still wearing black. I'm all about my Raiders. You can even see my pajamas got the skulls on them. Raider Nation for life. All the haters out there, you have to admit that the Raiders this year are very much a great improvement from the last decade or so. In fact, was it 2002? Anywho, shout out to the Raiders. Keep your heads up high. In my heart, you guys are still champs. That may not be saying much for anything, but whatever. Fuck the haters, right? Raider Nation. See what else. Constantly watching videos of another shout out. Milo. How do you say your name? Milo Yiannopoulos? Shout out to him. What I like about him is he's not just your average Trump supporter. He's not just your average. He actually has a lot of knowledge. Some people might think that it's not real knowledge, or it's not this, or it's not that. Like, you might be a hater at one point. I get it. Everybody hates something that they don't want to like. Does that make sense? But I will shout out to him because I live here in the Coachella Valley, right? Bermuda Dunes, unincorporated portion of Indio, Palm Springs area. So a lot of you who go to Coachella Fest, you know exactly where Indio is. I'm basically right off the freeway, right off of Washington Street, between Washington and Jefferson, whatever. Okay. There are a lot of gays here, and I do not hate gays. Gays, lesbians, dude, you guys are all individual people. You're not all the same. But the one thing about gays and lesbians for me is a lot of you are very tolerable for the most part. because you have your own struggles. Have had your own struggles to get through. I'm definitely not a liberal, I'm not a Democrat. Um, don't want to say so much that I'm a Republican. I guess I'm in Republican denial. I don't know. But I was one of the few people that I know of that voted for gay marriage, or what was it, the Prop 82, 28, one of the two. Anyway, and then there was that one day where, wear purple and share your thoughts of, equality and this and that. Wear purple for the gays, and I wore purple. I'm not gay. I have a wife. You don't see a ring on here because I don't wear my ring inside the house. Not gay, but at the same time, I'm married. I know that if I love somebody and I want to marry them, I want to be with them forever. It's something that you do. Now, not saying that you have to be married to love somebody. No. You don't have to get married at all. I mean, in fact, when young people say, I'm going to get married, I'm like, why? Don't fuck your life up. That's just stupid. And it's not really fucking your life up. But I'm on my second marriage, so be it, right? It's not really fucking your life up, but I just don't think that young people should get married. Like, give yourself some time to explore the world. And then, if that person is going to be with you, that person's going to be with you. If you decide at 23 years old that you're going to go explore the world, you're going to go travel different places, different countries, explore different cultures, and then you decide to come home and hope for that person to still be there for you, if they had not already traveled with you, that person comes, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, right? So why get married at 23 when you can get married at 32? Get married at 50. Get married at a point where, this is what you want to do. This is how you can't get married and then all of a sudden, I don't want to be married anymore. That's it. It's just done. You can get divorced, but you know what? Divorce is, to me, my personal opinion, divorce costs twice as much as getting married. You can get married at the courthouse. Let's say you're paid $100, $150 for get married in the courthouse for a ceremony that lasts like 5 minutes. Here in California, you pay about $300 for a divorce. Might be a little more now. I might have raised it up. But let's say $300. I think that's how much I paid for my first divorce. And $300. They have here in India, at the India courthouse, I had to bring in 2 stamped envelopes. I brought 2 envelopes. I did bring stamps, and he's like, "Oh, I don't sell stamps here." Well, whatever. So I went. I had to find the stamps. I had to go back over there, do a whole thing again. And all they did was they sent me back with the envelope with the stamp on it that I had sent, right after I already paid the $300. They sent me back the paper that I had turned in to file. All they did, I kid you not, all they did was stamp it. They stamped it. That's all they did. And it took 6 months to finalize the divorce. My ex-wife and I, we didn't have any houses, we didn't have any cars, nothing crazy. It was just done, But it took 6 months, $300, and 2 stamped envelopes for them to just and say you're done. So, to me, it's not worth getting divorced. So if you aren't completely committed and you're not completely into commitment, I wouldn't get married. Does it make sense? So anyway, I tend to digress, so you guys gotta bear with me, okay? I don't hate gays. I pushed for gay marriage, or I was one of the folks who, out of the millions that in America that actually wanted gays to get married, whatever. Love who you love, marry who you love, blah blah. But another thing I don't understand, or the one thing I like about the many things I like about Milo. Milo to me is it's cool to see an openly gay man who doesn't fall in the box that a lot of people put gays in. You know, my wife here has a friend who's gay, openly gay, 50 years old, 50 something years old. I think he's a little bit older. No, nothing older than 55. I don't think. Dates young men in their 20s. Whatever. That's cool. That's what he wants. That's how he wants to live his life. That's okay. That's great. Do what you gotta do, or what you want to do. Don't hurt anybody in the process. You're good to go. But he we used to be Facebook friends, and he used to tell me, or he used to get on Facebook and rant about how, oh, Donald Trump is this and Donald Trump is that and da 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 da. So one day after one on Facebook, I'm like, so what exactly don't you like about Donald Trump? What are his policies that you don't like? Oh, Donald Trump's a dick and not the good kind. That's it? Well, there's nothing in there that tells me that, oh, this is the reason why I don't like Donald Trump. He said this and this is his policy I don't like. I don't understand. Like, whenever someone complains about Donald Trump, it's never something that specifically, this is what I don't like about him. Now, mind you, I was not much of a Donald Trump fan. He's very arrogant. He, it seems like a lot of shit that he says, he doesn't really think through. He just kind of says it. He's like me in a way where we digress, And so when he digresses, he doesn't actually hit the points that should be made during that topic. When talked about abortion, and he's like, well, I'm pro-life. Okay. Now, should women, I think the question was, should women serve time for killing their unborn child? And he wasn't sure how to answer that. But you're pro-life, so automatically it's automatically you're saying that. But at the same time, it's not, it's not by default, because you can believe in pro-life, you can believe in a child is a child, whatever. A fully formed baby, whatever, right? But then you can also believe in not having to imprison women. Here's my thing. And here's the reason why I'm going to start making videos about what I think. What I think and my own personal views. I've said it many times on my Real Talk page. Real Talk with King Churro. 2017, where we got 4 years to give Donald Trump his peace. We gave Obama 8. We gave George W. 8. Bill Clinton 8. Let's give Trump his 4. 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's give him 4. Okay? By 2020, I want to make a decision, and it's far-fetched. I already think it's far-fetched. I work part-time at Home Depot. It's far-fetched, right? But maybe it's not far-fetched. What if I ran for 2020 as a president? You know what I mean? Yeah, some good ass rice. What what do you guys think? The first Filipino American president, and I will show you my birth certificate right off the bat. It'll say my dad's name, Marianito. It'll say my mom's name, Victoria. It'll say that I was born in Los Angeles, California, at Lincoln Memorial Hospital. My doctor was Dr. Horning. You've already had your first African American president. We're not going to call him black because he wasn't black. He was African American. Call a duck, right? Call a fish. I could be your first Filipino American president, and that would be really cool. My take on abortion is I'm split. I can't choose either or. Yes, I'm pro-life. I'm not a father. I would like to be a father, but I think it's just to the point where once I settle, get myself settled, house, whatever else, I'm just going to adopt. There's a lot of kids out there that need homes. My 2 dogs, Leia and Papa, they're both adopted. Yeah. Obviously, my wife didn't give birth to these dogs, but what I'm saying is, there's kids out there that need homes. My wife and I already talked about it, and there's kids even in our local area that that need homes. But at the same time, if a woman is raped, I believe that she has a choice to get an abortion, but it cannot grow. There's the development. If it develops into a baby, that's too late. That's what I think. There's certain developments, there's certain stages where it does develop into a natural child. And I think that, yes, it's kind of hard to say, okay, this is exactly when it should be done. But I think that, yes, there's pro-life, and you're killing a child inside there, right? But at the same time, if a woman's raped, we have the morning after pill. Taking after morning after pill can also be perceived as killing a child. What if? But if you know for sure that there's a child in there, an actual developed child, we got to give birth to that child. Pro-life. Well, it's to the stages where it hasn't been developed into a child yet. Pro-choice. It's a really touchy subject, isn't it? One thing I was watching today was Barack Obama was basically just on. He was just on. I forgot. I forgot what the video was. Who posted the video, but basically saying that Donald Trump is out of touch with the black community, and that he feels that black people have nothing to lose. Okay, well, the way I see it is, if you're black, African American, whatever you want to call yourself, and you're successful, and you've done all of what you had to do to make yourself successful, you do have something to lose. If you're on welfare, Section 8, whatever, then you don't have anything to lose. The reason why I say all that is because it doesn't make any sense to me that somebody like Barack Obama, who I feel did not do anything for black people, anybody of color, his biggest achievements were, or the biggest changes he made for America were for the LGBTQ community. Same-sex marriage. Gender identity. What restrooms you can use because you identify yourself as this gender or that gender. There's a lot of this political correctness. When you hear people say respect their what do they call them? The prefix. If you have a penis, you're a boy. If you have a vagina, you're a girl. There's no non-binary, there's no this, there's no that, there's no 37,000 genders. There's two. Two. You know, I don't want to have to. I don't want my nephew, who I love very dearly. He turns 2 next month, in February. I don't want him to grow up in an age where he doesn't know if you're a boy or a girl, because he doesn't want to offend you. I don't believe that kids should grow up that way. If you're an adult, I guess. But I don't believe kids should grow up in the sense that they have to feel like they're not, or that they have to feel like they have to, be on their tiptoes, walking on glass type shit. I don't think that's right. Respect my prefix, or what is that what you call them? Your prefix? To me, that's just like, I don't know. I'm almost thinking like, then you don't like what's going on here. You want us to respect your prefix when we see a boy or a girl. Now here, tell me that if you're transgendered, that's all good to me. That's what makes you happy. But what shouldn't make you happy is a fact that you have to make people tiptoe around what you want. It makes it more difficult to live through life if you always have something for other people to have to abide by. There's no freedoms there. I don't feel free. I feel oppressed by the world. I feel oppressed by having to abide by your prefix. I feel oppressed by feminism. If a woman can make jokes about sexual jokes, and she can, I don't know. That's what she said, those kind of jokes. Those are sexual. But a woman can do that, but a guy can't. That's inequality. If a woman can talk to other women as if they're in the locker room, men talking about grabbing her by the pussy. Well, women talk about grabbing him by the balls. A woman giving another woman sexual advice. If a woman can do that, but a man can't, that's inequality. And then to me, it's like, you're taking those freedoms away from people. You can't just talk to somebody and be okay with it. You have to be offended by every fucking thing there is to be fucking offended about. And the truth of the matter is you're not offended. You just want something to complain about. How could you be offended by something that, especially when it's not directed towards you? You know, and there's two words that all women have over men. Two words that empower them to have more power than men. Sexual harassment. Again, women can talk all they want about grabbing guys by the balls, you know, stroking them off, whatever you do. I don't care what you do. But y'all can talk about that. But the moment a man talks about grabbing a woman by the pussy, you guys are offended. You know, and I'm just, to me, that's some of the feminism I just can't stand. Nowadays, like, especially like at, you know, I interact with an older woman, because older women are usually cool. Older women do not get offended by anything. Older women have seen everything. Most older women have seen everything. Now, I used to know older women over here that worked at the VA, and when I met her, it was because she's talking about this young Marine that she was messing with. That's just a fuck buddy. He's just an FWB, friend with benefits. She's like in her late 40s and he's in his like 22 years old. But to him, she was a cougar. What happened to those women? You know? Like, I have to watch my mouth around people, and it really sucks because, you know, nothing really gets me. Yeah, there's a lot of comedians I really respected and favored and whatnot, you know, because they're really funny. Funny. Then when this whole election came around, these same funny comedians weren't so funny anymore. Amy Schumer. I loved Amy Schumer. Inside Amy Schumer wasn't so funny. You know, people like to talk about her. Oh, the star of Inside Amy Schumer, star of, you know, Trainwreck. What about Amy Schumer, the stand-up comedian? Let's go back to when she was just a stand-up comedian no one knew about. She was funny. Like the way she came off. She's, you know, I was talking to all of my black friend. You know, shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like, she was very racist. She's very sexual. She always talked about being a slut. And that's funny. That's very funny. But when you want to turn it around and say, you know, oh, Donald Trump is this. He doesn't like women, blah, blah. He's, you know, very vulgar, blah, blah. I'm like, Amy Schumer, you're fucking vulgar too. Your vulgarity's up here. Everybody else is down here. George Lopez, same fucking thing. You know, he's vulgar too. The difference between Amy Schumer and George Lopez is, one, he's a guy, and two, he does the sexual, vulgar fucking jokes in English and Spanish. I'm gonna close this up. It's the last 30 seconds here. It's my first live broadcast on my YouTube channel through my phone. Like I said, shout out to Milo, shout out to some black guy. I'm oppressed, guys. I'm fucking pressed. But at the same time, as an American, I'm gonna make it my individual efforts. I'm gonna make my individual efforts to help make America great again. Because until I'm not broke anymore, America will not just, I'm not gonna be happy. It's my own individual efforts, right? For me, and then for America. I'm going to continue opening doors with strangers, whether you're male or female. I'm going to continue letting you walk across the parking lot because, let's face it, no one wants to be in danger of getting hit by a car. All you white people out there, all the older white people, that's especially you. When you sit there and you don't stop for people who are crossing the fucking parking lot, but we have to stop for you. And I'm making my own personal efforts, to stop for you because your ass is too slow to walk across the damn parking lot. But when I'm walking across the parking lot, I expect you to stop for me as well. It's called common courtesy. I will still continue to let people cross the parking lot safely. I will always let women and children ahead of me. That's what you do. That's common courtesy. I'm going to continue on my next video telling you where I stand. We'll make it political, not really political. It's your boy King Churro. I'm out, y'all. Be nice, people. Make America great again. It's not just a Donald Trump thing. It's an everybody thing. It's all an American thing. Just be nice to each other. How hard is that? Fucking idiots. I love you, though.